Boom. We're back. Thank you for waiting. Carlos Alcaraz, Alexander Bublik warming up their serves at the moment, which means we are just a couple of minutes away from match time. So, Carlos Alcaraz, of course, is the defending champion of Monte Carlo, and he's got a lot to fight for. I don't know this for certain, but he's probably got his rank on the line here. Let's see if we can go to ATP. Rankings, singles. So I don't know how all the ATP scoring goes, but I mean, Sinner has nothing to lose here. Carlos does have points on the line. This number one spot looks to be up for grabs, and Carlos could potentially lose it if he does not win this tournament. And if Yannick does win it. So this could potentially be a cool match, right? Could be a fun match. I think that Carlos is gonna pull it out. But Bublik, of course, Bublik does shine on clay. He loves the clay. He's a fun player, energetic, always has something interesting to do during the match. He can get a little wily. He can sometimes seemingly give up on the match too if he doesn't feel like he wants to win it. But we are underway here. Bublik hits a ball out. And he's going to be serving to begin the match. We'll get our stats up here in just a minute or two. We are underway. Bublik serves. And that's an ace. 15-all. Serve from Bublik. Forehead of Alcaraz. Drop shot from Bublik. First drop shot of the day. It's a good one because that serve pulled Alcaraz way off the court. Hey, if you're here for the first time ever, thank you very much for checking out the channel. Who are you here for? Are you here for Carlos Alcaraz or Alexander Bublik? That's a fault. Serve from Bublik. Second serve. The backhand of Carlos. Backhand from Carlos is a good return. Forehand from Carlos. Carlos is going to come up to the net. Nope. It's going to be enough. 30-all. He doesn't need to hit one at the net. $30-all. Serve. Backhand from Carlos. Forehand from Bublik in the net. One thing that can happen with Bublik is errors. He can rack up errors for sure. Serve. Forehand from Bublik in the net. Carlos opens the match with a break of serve. Here's our stats right here. Keep these up throughout the match. Check in on them. See what's happening as far as the analytics and Carlos Alcaraz to serve. Second serve, back into Bublik. Forehand from Alcaraz to the forehand of Bublik. Forehand from Alcaraz again goes long. Serve from Alcaraz. The forehand of Bublik. Forehand from Bublik goes out. 15-0. Thank you for being here. If you're checking out the channel, serve from Alcaraz goes out. Who are you here for? Are you here for Carlos Alcaraz or Alexander Bublik? Go ahead and type it in the chat. Make a comment. Forehand from Alcaraz to the backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Alcaraz to the forehand of Bublik. Drawing Bublik all over the court. Bublik holding strong. Backhand from Bublik to the forehand of Alcaraz. Man, that forehand from Alcaraz just had some power to it. He gets to 30-15. Serve from Carlos is a fault. Serve to the backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos. Another forehand from Carlos to the backhand of Bublik. Bublik in the net. 40-15. Cam, you are here for Alcaraz. Welcome, Cam. Thank you for being here. Welcome, welcome. Serve to the forehand of Bublik is a fault. Serve to the backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Alcaraz up the line. Oh, just nasty. All right, Bublik. Bublik's going to serve now. Wowee. That was... Carlos looks very good right now. Backhand from Carlos. The backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos. Again to the backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos. Backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Bublik puts Carlos on the run. But not for long. Carlos back in charge of the point. Longest point of the match. Backhand from Bublik goes wide. Woo! This not an encouraging start for Bublik when you see Carlos come out here hitting like this. So far, Carlos hitting all the spots. Serve. Forehand from Carlos goes out. 15-0. Serve. The backhand of Carlos. It's a nice shot from Bublik. Carlos with a forehand that hits the tape and bounces out. Bublik. Couple of good shots. Serve. Bublik's going to have to serve really well. He's got a good serve. He can definitely do it. Backhand from Carlos. Backhand from Bublik. Forehand from Carlos. Forehand of Bublik on the run. And Bublik hits it out. Carlos already showing that he is just going to try to work Bublik around the court. Send him to a couple of different corners. Send him moving around, really. Backhand from Carlos. Volley. Bublik. Carlos on the run. Look. Bublik gets it. Kind of a fun point. Serve. Forehand from Carlos to the backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos. Again, winner. Crazy. Deuce. Deuce. Serve from Bublik. Backhand of Carlos. In the center of the court. Bublik just not the shot. Not the shot to back that up with. Wow, that was a sitting ball there. Bublik serves a fault. Second serve. Forehand from Carlos. He can kind of unload on. Ooh, nice passing shot from Bublik. Carlos didn't do enough with the second ball and left a bunch of room for Bublik. Where to watch? I am watching on Tennis Channel, but you can also watch here. Serve. The forehand of Carlos. Forehand from Bublik. Lands out. Advantage Carlos. You can also watch here. Walk. Who do you like? Do you like Bublik or do you like Carlos? Who's your guy? That's a good serve from Bublik. We're going back to deuce. Bublik not interested in going down a double break this early. Backhand from Carlos. Forehand of Bublik. From Carlos again to the backhand of Bublik in the net. This is the tricky part for Bublik, is that he can rack up errors. Not always known for his consistency. Serve. Backhand from Carlos. The forehand of Bublik. Backhand drop shot from Carlos, but it's not very good. And that's going to bring us back to deuce. So a winner from Bublik off of the poor defensive shot of Carlos. You love both. I do too. I think that they're both very fun to watch. Bublik, when he's playing well, can be fun to watch. Backhand from Carlos with forehand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos. Drop shot from Bublik. Attempt is maybe his first or second attempt, and it's going to be no good. Advantage back to Carlos. See, Bublik already has racked up 6 errors. Serve is a fault. Second serve. To the forehand of Carlos. Yoy. Interesting. Back and forth on this this third game of the match. Back and forth. We're at 7 minutes in this game. Serve. Fault. Bublik not kind of struggling maybe to get that. I don't know. Serve. Forehand. Carlos goes out. Advantage Bublik. Where are you from, Kwok? Serve. Backhand from Carlos. Forehand from Bublik on the line. That's a winner. All right. Bublik gets out of that game by the thinnest of margins. He works out. Was not looking too good for Bublik, but he hangs in there. Good for him. Ooh-wee. Reload this. See what we got going on. Make this a little bit bigger for you. Good. That's good there. All right, we'll be happy with that. Yeah, Bublik. Wow, he's hit a lot of serves already. 19 first serves already. Carlos serves to the backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos to the forehand of Bublik in the net. Would love to see some fun points in this one. I think we'll get them. It is going to be dependent on Bublik kind of finding his game. Serve. Fault. Serve. Double fault. We may see a serious Bublik, or we may see a Bublik that just kind of. Sometimes he can just mentally kind of check out and just becomes a crowd entertainer, and sort of like in a sort of ironic way. It's like, I'm not gonna win this match, but I'm gonna kind of make it fun for you to watch. Which bums me out sometimes because he's good enough. He's in the top 10, or he was in the top 10 potentially. Don't don't quote me on that, but he's number 11 right now So he may be. I have not been able to watch a bunch of tennis lately, so I could be wrong on Bublik having been in the top 10, but he's number 11 right now. He's the 8th seed in this tournament. Backhand from Bublik up the line is pretty good, but a good defensive shot. And another shot up the line from Bublik gets him an overhead attempt that he puts away. 40-15. Serve. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. This is the Alcaraz serve. And Bublik has a break point. I think I was analyzing Bublik a little too much. Carlos facing a break point here. Backhand from Bublik. Forehand from Carlos. Backhand from Bublik again. Forehand from Carlos goes long. Bublik, surprisingly, just off a couple of errors from Carlos and a good point from Bublik, he is back. And Bublik's going to serve now. Bublik with a good forehand. Backhand from Carlos. Forehand from Bublik. Backhand from Carlos. Backhand of Bublik up the line. And some of these close margin shots are starting to land for Bublik. There were some shots early that were just not clicking for Bublik, and they're starting to click now. 15. Serve. Backhand from Carlos goes long. He's getting a couple of errors out of Carlos. Serve. Fault. Forehand from Carlos in the net. Bublik about to back up a break with a hold. This happened a bit quickly, where Bublik out of nowhere. Oh, big shot from Bublik on a forehand. That's what we get out of Bublik is these ups, these dips and these ups. And Bublik came out of the gate going for lines and going for these big shots that were missing. And you thought maybe this isn't going to work out today, but he's finding his range here. He's stacked up some winners. Very, very cool. Bublik definitely has the weapons to make this a problem for Carlos. Other than Kwok, who are you here for? Who are you rooting for? Are you going for Bublik or Alcaraz, the defending champion? And it is raining outside. Look at that. Alcaraz wins the first point of his game, his service game. Serve from Alcaraz. The backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Alcaraz, tries to rip it up the line, and it goes in the net. It's starting to rain hard. Fault from Alcaraz. Serve to the backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Alcaraz to the forehand of Bublik up the line. Carlos hits a defensive shot, but it's going to be kind of in the middle of the court. Bublik in charge at this point. Carlos defending overhead. Bublik. Carlos still with a shot. Forehand from Carlos. Crazy. On the back foot for most of that point. Bublik looking for the kill shot, and he just can't find it. Even with an overhead, Carlos gets a good shot. Wow. Bublik can't do anything but just clap. Give a little racket clap. Serve from Carlos to the backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos. Is that a winner? No, it's not. 30 all. Serve. Fault. Forehand from Carlos to the forehand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos again with some speed on it. Inside out. Inside out drop shot from Bublik. Oh, Carlos gets up to it and hits a redrop. Bublik goes for another drop shot as well. Rio has got 3 crazy drop shot angles in a row. But Bublik misses his. This one is starting to look like a fun match. Got 2 players with insane creativity. Very cool shot making ability. Forehand from Carlos up the line. Says, I want this game put away. I don't want to think about it. I just want to deal with your serve. Awesome. All right. The last match was pretty straightforward. Just Yannick Sinner dominance against FAA. And here, let's see what happens. Backhand from Bublik. The forehand of Carlos. Drop shot from Bublik is very good. Carlos gets up to it, but Bublik is able to find the open court. Bublik bringing plenty of variety so far. Some pounding winners, drop shots. Serve, forehand of Carlos, the forehand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos to the forehand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos to the forehand of Bublik is an error. Serve to the backhand of Carlos. Backhand from Bublik. Backhand from Carlos again to the backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Bublik goes out. Serve. Off the tape. Goes out. Second serve. Forehand of Carlos. That's a big shot. Short ball for Carlos. He's going to hit a drop shot. It's going to land in. 40. Now Carlos looking to break. Serve. Fault. Second serve. That's a big second serve, actually. Backhand from Bublik in the net. Oh, he had a great second serve. Maybe was looking to catch Carlos a little off guard with it, and Carlos is up to task. Gets a break. Ah. Carlos is up to task. Do. Serve from Carlos is a let. Second attempt at a first serve is a fault. Serve. Forehand of Bublik. From Carlos. From Bublik goes way out. Serve from Carlos is a winner from Bublik. Winner on the return. Just right up the line. Well, right in the strike zone of Bublik. Serve. Backhand from Bublik goes out. Serve. Backhand from Bublik. Drop shot from Carlos. Bublik up to it. Redrop. Carlos. Shifty. Pushes the ball just cross court. Bublik trying to cover that line. Make sure that Carlos doesn't go behind him. Carlos chooses cross court. Serve. Forehand from Bublik in the net. Carlos holds. Several breaks of serve in the first set here. The three breaks of serve, Carlos gets back on top. Drop shots coming from every angle at the moment, and they're coming. Drop shot from Bublik ends up with another redrop from Carlos, and that one from Carlos is way too good. Backhand from Bublik is a winner. Literally every like third point, we're getting a drop shot and a redrop, and then another drop. Like, serve. Forehand from Carlos. Volley from Bublik. The winner. Serve from Bublik. There's a fault. Forehand from Carlos is the backhand of Bublik, and Bublik hits it out. Thirty all. Fault. Serve. Forehand from Carlos. Forehand of Bublik in the net. And Carlos has a set point in a kind of tug of war first set. Several breaks back and forth. Carlos looking for his third. Forehand from Carlos. Volley from Bublik. Overhead. Carlos hits the back line. Bublik can't do it. First set, Carlos in a set that's probably easy to lose control of. Really, that is really what that was. Bublik's hard to kind of rein in. Oh, I need to get something right now. My stomach's killing me. 30 seconds. I'm heating up a burrito for this one. Oh. I walked away from the screen and people are like, nope. Actually, it's probably the change of the set. They were like, I'll come back later. What's going on? Thank you for checking out the channel. If you haven't been here before, and you are, if you're enjoying what you're watching, go ahead, drop a like on the video. That's the only way, unless you're commenting, to let me know that you're enjoying yourself. I got to do my taxes today. It's like every commercial that comes on is about taxes. 15, Carlos. All right. I'm heating up a burrito right now. I'll be right back. Carlos is continuing. Ba-da-ba-da-ba-ba-ba. Serve from Carlos to the backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos to the forehand of Bublik. And from Carlos. Weird shot from Bublik. Kind of a fake drop shot. Carlos in the net. Bublik. .40. Carlos. And we're looking at a second serve. Left. Serve. Backhand from Bublik. Drop shot from Carlos in the net. Big forehand from Carlos. Backhand. And from Bublik. Back to kind of a neutral rally. Drop shot attempt from Bublik. Oh, he's doing so good with that. Bublik is doing great with these passing shots. That's for sure. When he can get that sequence going, drop shot, then have some open court to flick the ball over there. That's working. Wouldn't say he's on fire with it, but it is a shot that he's had success with. I feel like the angle on that camera is funny. Backhand from Bublik to the forehand of Carlos. Oh, he lands it on the very back of the line. Probably a hair of the tennis ball hit the line. Oh, serve. Forehand from Carlos. Forehand of Bublik. That's a nice forehand from Bublik. Oh, that was a nice forehand. Had that sort of curling direction away down the line. Whew. Bublik not letting Carlos off easy in this first game. That ball from Bublik's going to go out. He is making Carlos fight for these points, which is fun. Because O'Shea Aliassime did not make Sinner fight too much. Even though this match is going quite a bit quicker. Backhand from Bublik on the return, eventually in the net. Carlos is going to get the first game. All right, I got to take a few bites here. Whew. Might eat two of these things, man. Might eat two of these bad boys. Mm-hmm. What are we talking about? Bublik. 15. 15, baby. Did they just say that Bublik hosted a game show? They say that, I think they just talked about how Bublik hosted a game show? Sir. Oh. Backhand from Carlos. Backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos again to the backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos down the line. Bublik with a good forehand. With another good forehand. He tries to go for a line but misses. Mm-hmm. Not gonna work. Bublik goes for his 30th drop shot, probably of the match. He knows what the fans are looking for. The fans are looking for drop shots, crazy shots, winners. but it's probably not going to win him a match playing like that. Break point, Carlos. Oh. Oh, no. Double fault from Bublik. Gives him Carlos the 4th break of the match. Best salsa in Texas right here, Mateo's. If you live in Texas and you haven't had Mateo's, you probably don't live in Texas. Oh, we. Backhand from Bublik hits the tape and bounces on his side. 30-all. Serve. Fault. Serve. Backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos is a winner. 40. Serve from Carlos. Backhand of Bublik. Forehand from Carlos in the open court. He's going to take that game. Solidifies the break. And we're moving. Oh, we. Da, da. All right. That ball from Carlos goes out. Oh, second serve. Backhand from Carlos. Loopy. Hits the tape. Woo. Carlos finds a line. Thing is smoking hot inside. Oh my god. Don't watch me blow on my burrito. Serve from Bublik. The forehand of Carlos. Forehand from Bublik is a little bit of a lazy shot, it looked like. Commentators are kind of criticizing Bublik for serving up the line too much, that it gives Carlos too much court advantage. I'm not smart enough to disagree. So I guess they're right. Overhead. Oh no. See, we are getting a lazy Bublik at the moment. His overhead, he hits an overhead and he just launches it out. Ay, ay, ay. 2 break points for Bublik. To Carlos. Drop shot from Bublik. Carlos up to it. Overhead from. Oh, Carlos. Carlos with the skill shot. Behind the back overhead. That pretty much put it in the only. Look at that. No look overhead, and he puts it in the perfect spot. Right at the feet of Bublik. Wow. That's shot of the match so far. I'm afraid that Bublik is hitting the stage where he just says, fuck it. And I'm just going to try to be an entertainer because I don't believe that I can win. He had a flash of brilliance in the first set where he broke Carlos. Again from Bublik, back into Carlos. And from Bublik again to the forehand of Carlos, which lands long. Up 30. It's Carlos has been down early in a lot of these games on his serve. So it's not like Bublik hasn't had openings. He's just hit fucking 24 errors in under an hour. Serve. 25 errors. 15-30. That shot from Bublik goes out as well. Easy put away for Carlos. Now we might be looking at a bagel here, guys. Bublik is kind of in that phase where he just says where he just has no belief, and he is playing kind of ironically almost, where he tries to entertain for a ball or two and then moves on, which is always just one part of the personality of Bublik. He's said before in interviews that, like, oh, if I don't think I'm gonna win the match, why spend the energy? Why spend the energy and get disappointed? You know, he's said it in interviews before. Fifteen 0. Serve. Forehand from Carlos to the backhand of Bublik. Backhand from Carlos to the backhand of Bublik. And from Carlos again to the backhand of Bublik. And Bublik just going to be. Oh, that went over the net. Overhead from Carlos is good. I did not expect for that slice, that defensive slice, to make it over the net, but it did. I looked away. Shame. Backhand from Carlos. Backhand of Bublik. Then forehand from Carlos up the line. Gonna bring up match point. Bublik staring down the bagel. The first set went quick. The second set has barely even happened. The second set has passed in like 20 minutes. Backhand from Carlos. Drop shot from Bublik in the net. And Carlos barely even brushing the sleep off of his eyes is walking into the semifinals, basically. Well, that was strange. I'm not gonna lie, that was strange what just happened here, because Bublik looked he looked like he was gonna do something in that first set. Here we go. Thank you for being here. Bublik just quickly walks off the court like, Why the hell did I even come out here? Why the hell did I even sign up for the tournament? I'm not sure that Carlos even broke a sweat in the match. Huh. I feel like maybe Carlos, Bublik was like, I'll try in the first set. If I don't get the first set, uh, you know, I made it to a quarterfinal. And that's good for like a guy to just kind of do. What did Bublik's previous matches look like? Oh, he beat Monfils, and then he beat Lehechka, which is pretty good. And Lehechka just made a final in Miami. Oh well. There we go. There we have it. Your first three semifinalists are in the books. Next is de Minaur versus Vachereau, which is interesting. Thank you for being here. I am gonna, yeah, I'll do the Vachereau match as well. I'll do that one. I may have to kind of pop in and out on phone calls or something like that, but I'll put it up here for fun. But thank you for being here. Even though we were here for an hour, 15 minutes. All right. Probably at like 10:30, this next match will be on. And I'll fire up the stream at about probably 10, 20, probably in about 10 minutes. And we'll be underway. Thank you.